Yo guys, what's going on? Let's do our overnight betting preview for tomorrow night's games. Monday, January the 30th, the start of a new week. There's 8 games on the schedule. I got 3 leans for tomorrow, but let's take a look at each one of these games separately, break them down, analyze them, and see what we can expect. First game, Orlando at Philly. Philly's favored by 10.5 points. I had Philly favored by 10. Line is pretty accurate. The Sixers guys are on a 7-game winning streak. Playing great basketball. In their last game, they beat the Nuggets. They were down big early in that game, but Joel Embiid fueled a big comeback and ended up putting the nail in the coffin in that game for the 7th straight win. He had 47 after getting snubbed as an all-star starter. He took it out on Nikola Jokic. Showed the Nuggets and the whole league that they probably made a mistake over there. Sixers guys, 7-game winning streak. Orlando, very talented young team. Inconsistent though. The line is accurate here, guys. Chances are Sixers are going to run away with this game, but Orlando, you never know, man. If they're hitting their shots and they're playing hard, this could be a letdown spot. I don't have a lean in this game. Line is accurate. Let's go to the next one. Lakers at Brooklyn. Brooklyn is favored by 9. I had Brooklyn favored by 9.5. The reason the line is so high, guys, I did look at the injury report. LeBron and AD are not going to be playing tomorrow. Kind of strange to see LeBron now. I didn't see any kind of injury in the last game against the Celtics. Of course, there was the missed call everybody's talking about. The refs also got bullied into coming out and apologizing, saying they couldn't sleep at night because of that mistake. Okay, refs make mistakes. The foul was clean. Everybody admits it, but it's nothing to bitch about. It was just a regular season game. They make mistakes. They're humans. Whatever. Move on. For some reason, guys, I have a feeling this is kind of I don't know, LeBron trying to prove a point, and by not playing in this high-profile game for some reason. I don't know. I could be wrong. This just kind of crossed my mind because I didn't see him get injured. AD, we know. He street closed Davis, like Charles Brock likes to call him. He kind of came back from an injury. Okay, you can understand why he's not playing. The Lakers guys do still have enough to be competitive against the Nets. The Nets are a great team when Durant is playing. When he's not playing, okay, they're above average, but they're I don't know if they should be a 9-point favorite. Even though I did also have them at 9.5 because I just had a feeling the books would price him up there. Lakers guys could still be competitive in this game. We'll look at it again tomorrow. Might take a stab on the Lakers, but as of now, we're going to leave it alone. Next game, Sacramento at Minnesota. Minnesota's favored by 1. I had Sacramento favored by 1. The reason I had Sacramento favored by 1, guys, because I had in mind the line in the previous game. The Kings were favored by 3. Then it fell down to 1.5. A couple of players were listed as questionable for Minnesota. They ended up playing. They were also on the second night of back-to-back. This is probably more of a pick'em. The Kings are 3rd in the West. Minnesota, man, is 5th. They've won 3 straight and quietly just going about their business, stacking up wins, man. 27-25. The Kings are 27-21. Have played 4 less games. Pretty evenly matched teams. The Kings guys are on a 2-game losing streak. They lost the last game of their homestand. It was a long homestand. Not against the best of competition, I gotta admit. But they were getting the job done, scoring a lot of points, hitting threes like crazy, man. That team is shooting from the perimeter and getting up and down the court. Playing exciting basketball. The Timberwolves, much of the same, guys. Much of the same. They're a young team, especially Anthony Edwards, man. That guy's a baller. That guy is big time. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the All-Star team. And you know what? I think he does deserve it. He's averaging, I think, 25. And he's carrying the load, man, with Towns out. He's the main scorer on that team. Pretty much the leader. And he's really young. I don't know. He's like 21 or something. Good player. Really good player. In this game, guys, it can go either way. Even though I had Sacramento favored by 1, this is a pick'em. This is a flip a coin type of deal. Even though usually in these kinds of situations, the team that won the first game in this little mini series usually gets the second one. If I had to pick, I'd probably have it as a 55-45 in favor of Minnesota. But no lean as of now, nothing. Next game, Washington at San Antonio. Washington is favored by 5. I had Washington favored by 3.5. Washington is getting a little more love from the books than what I had expected. They are on a winning streak. They've won 5 straight. Even though, guys, they are no real powerhouse. Not saying that the Spurs are a powerhouse either, but they're getting a similar line as the Suns did in the last game against the Spurs. The reason why I had the line a point and a half lower is because I know the Wizards overall are not at the same level as the Phoenix Suns. The Spurs guys in that game, man, I hate this team. I had them with the plus 5.5 against Phoenix. They were tied with the last possession of the game. Once I saw the game going to overtime, I knew my bet was dust. I knew they would collapse just like they did. They ended up losing that game by 10, I think, or something. 10 points in overtime. I got no lean in this game either. And, man, I don't know. The Spurs, they might get added to the blacklist. Next game, Golden State at Oklahoma City. Golden State's favored by 3.5. I had Golden State favored by 2.5. The books are giving them those extra points. They are the defending champs, of course, but on the road, guys, they are terrible. They are 6-18 on the road, one of the worst road records in the league. The Thunder, man, who can bet against the Thunder? I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared to bet against these guys. Catching 4 points though at home, I'm sure they're gonna get most of the love. People like the Warriors, but the Thunder, man, they're covering a lot of games, making people happy that bet on them. I don't know. This is a very tough game. I am itching to take a bet on the Thunder, but I'm going to look at this again tomorrow. Check out the line, what it looks like tomorrow. Wiggins is also questionable for Golden State. We also got to see his status and what this line's going to look like tomorrow. If it opens up lower, closer to my estimate, I might take a stab with the Thunder. Next game, Detroit is at Dallas. Dallas is favored by 8. Detroit, guys, they lost at home to the Rockets. That's how bad they are. Like I mentioned before, Detroit, San Antonio, Houston. It's the trio of disaster. Those 3 teams, guys, are just G League level. Dallas, I had them favored by 10. I expect them to be double digits. Luka Doncic, I see on the injury report he's listed as questionable. If he plays, guys, and this line is still at single digits, I'm gonna take a chance on the Pistons, even though all my arguments just now contradict my selection in this game. Remember, guys, this is an early lean, so don't go too crazy on me. I'm going to be looking at a possible bet on Detroit. And, guys, also, the Mavericks are no covering machine either, right? Especially at home. We know, especially early in the season, man, the books were giving them a lot of love at home, and they couldn't cover anything. Anybody that was betting against them got paid nicely. But Detroit, guys, is going to be one of my leans for tomorrow. Next game, Toronto at Phoenix. Phoenix is favored by 2. I had Phoenix favored by 3. Phoenix, like I mentioned just a little while ago, they needed overtime in order to beat the Spurs, even though they were up double digits for most of that game. They're still missing a lot of key players, even though they did get Ayton and Chris Paul back. Their bench guys, I did look a bit. I was watching that game a little bit, and then when I took a look at the box score and I looked at their bench, they have players such as, tell me if this bench is anything that great. Dario Saric, Okogie, Biyombo, Lee. These are their bench players, guys. They needed Chris Paul to score 31, Ayton to score 23. The starters had to go off in order to get that win against the Spurs. The Raptors, guys, we know are deeper, much deeper, and play much better defense than the Spurs. I'm going to be looking to take a shot with the Raptors, even though we do hear all the... I hear it, you guys hear it, how the team is supposedly going to break up. And there's probably a lot of truth to it. Players going to get traded, not going to be on the roster. But, guys, they're still playing. In their last game against the Blazers, they were on the second night of back-to-back, went in there and blew the Blazers out. So, you know, the Raptors are a team to be reckoned with still. If this line, guys, stays below my estimate, I'm going to take a look at a possible play with the Raptors. It's going to be my second lean. Last game of the night, Atlanta at Portland. Portland is favored by 2 points. I had Atlanta favored by 1 in this game. Okay, I know Portland is usually better at home than they are on the road, but they've been struggling, and they also have 2 important injuries. One to Nurkic and Josh Hart. Those 2 guys didn't play in the last game in the blowout loss to the Raptors. The Hawks have been generally uptrending, even though in their last game they did lose at home to the Clippers. The Clippers were at full strength. Not too many teams can beat the Clippers when they're at full strength. You know, the Clippers got blasted tonight, man. They got blasted by the Cavs at home. They were without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but they got down by 30 at the half. They just didn't show up at all. But anyways, that's just a different story, off topic completely. Anyways, guys, in this game, I'm going to be looking to take a play on Portland. I don't think they should be favored. I think the Hawks will draw quite a bit of attention in this game, especially with Portland's injury woes. Even though I also did see Trae Young is listed as questionable, I didn't see him really get injured in the last game. I'm sure he'll be in the lineup. And also, guys, remember, this is an early lean. This is with what we got, the information that we got right now. We're just going over the games just to get a first impression, look at the opening numbers, and get a little head start on tomorrow's handicapping. Anyway, guys, my overnight leans, just a quick summary of what we just looked at. I'm going to be looking to take a possible play on Detroit. This +8, if Luka plays, I do expect it to go a little higher. Toronto with the +2 against Phoenix, and Portland -2 against Atlanta. Against Atlanta. Remember, guys, these are leans. This is still very early, and there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be going on tomorrow. And also remember, guys, from now until the end of the trade deadline, which is, I think, February the 9th, another 10 days or so, we're going to get some wacky results. It's a little crazy. Personally, since I've been on a little bit of a slump the last few days, I'm going to be lowering my bet size a little bit until things start getting back to normal again. Not that I'm gonna stop playing my system. My system, guys, is my bread and butter, and there's no way I'm gonna get off the system. I'm just gonna lower the bet size a little bit until things get back in order again. Anyways, guys, and I don't want to get on rambling too much. This video's already gone on for 12 minutes right now. We'll get more into the action tomorrow when we got more information on the plays. The numbers, the injuries, you know, all the everyday stuff that we look at. Anyways, guys, with that being said, have a good rest, and I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. Later. Peace.